Hi, my name is Desiree, and this is Project 1, Week 1 with Visual Frameworks. This week we learned about HTML5, which I really like because it's so easy to use, and I not have a lot of errors when building my first two screens of my application. So that's great. Before I get into my theme that I chose, I'll go ahead and pull up the Safari and iOS simulator. For those who don't know why we're using Safari, it's because HTML5 only works with a few browsers, this one being one of the main ones. But I did some research, and there is a site called HTML5 Doctor, and I believe it will fix your code so that will work within Firefox. But that's just an FYI in case your browser gives you problems. The theme I chose for my application was simple. What my application does is store data. I decided to go with something simple because I really don't want my application to get complicated. And if I chose a topic that I really thought would make the users happy, I really didn't want to share that. I kind of want to keep it to myself for later on because I do plan on building some apps myself. But getting into the applications, it's basically a reminder application. I tend to forget a lot of important things about family members and friends, like birthdays, anniversaries, things like that. So I'll have it in the back of my mind, but then when someone asks me and puts me on the spot, it'll just completely disappear. I don't know where it goes. So basically what the application will do is store the information you want to remember, and it also has a date option and how many times you want to be reminded that date. So for example, if you wanted to know what your anniversary date is and your significant other mentioned it, you can go ahead and pull up the app, put it in there, and tell the app, okay, I want to remember this date, tell me 20 times. So this application would probably fall under like the entertainment category. I wouldn't take the application too serious. It's pretty much all in fun. What went well for me this week was completing the entire code. I wasn't surprised that it went well just because I have prior experience with HTML. Just because I took a few tutorials before I started school and I was reading up on it a lot. So I kind of already knew what to expect. So it went really well. The only problem I encountered was a minor. It was with the radio buttons. I kept testing the radio button over and over because all the radio buttons were being selected and I couldn't deselect them. And when I realized the name of the button had to be similar to the name within the tag, I changed that, and then of course I was able to check only one of the radio buttons. And then I also implemented that check option so that when someone did go to the application, one of the options were already checked. Using HTML5 was easier than I thought it would be because for me, when I hear a new name for any language, I always assume that they added something more complex within the code, but the fact that you don't have to worry about duplicate code was really nice. Also, the tags are simple and self-explanatory, so I really like that. Obviously, each class is building on one another, so learning HTML is very important when building an application. You have JavaScript, which is like the background function of your application. The users wouldn't see that, but it makes your application or websites user-friendly. Then you have HTML5, which we're learning right now, which is the markup language. The users do see this on their website or application, but it's been revised so that the users are able to read the content more clearly, and the usability has been upgraded to also suit the user standards. And then, of course, we will be touching upon CSS, which basically beautifies the website, adding the color and texture. So yes, it all builds on each other, and everything actually will come together as one. So towards the end, we'll have our mobile applications. Looking forward, I've learned a lot in this class that I've taken and realized that the lessons we're giving throughout this course, not only the information we're learning or studying, but how the grading is done really pertains to our future. The teachers really press the fact that our assignments need to be completed in a timely manner. And although some of us get angry because we don't receive the grades we're expected, just missing one or two things, I realized myself that in the real world, clients are not gonna, sit around for excuses. They're paying you to, complete something, and that their turnaround time is just that. You just gotta always remember in the back of your mind, somebody's gonna get the job done. But overall, I'm looking forward to the following week and the rest of this course. I'm excited to see the result of my application.